story begins just outside the Medved penal colony, in the icy grip of Russia. A police car pulls up to the gate, screeching a little too dramatically for the three people watching. A stern Russian officer steps out, muttering, "All right, we're here," as if he's delivering pizza, not a prisoner. He swings open the back door to reveal a man with a bag over his head. "Better behave yourself," the officer growls, yanking the prisoner out. As they walk toward the prison, he leans in with a cold smirk. "Or I'll beat you worse than I did earlier, charming fellow." As they near the gate, he adds, "You know why they call this place the Bear? Because it'll eat you alive." No one gets out. Someone clearly rehearsed that line in the mirror. Inside the prison, a sharply dressed waiter carries a tray with a suspiciously fancy dish. He walks to a private room and knocks. A man answers from inside. "Come in." This is Gustav Bolger, who looks like he just rolled out of a mafia-themed slumber party, shirt halfway buttoned, on a call and clearly not expecting company. Without even glancing up, he waves the waiter toward the table. Meanwhile, the arresting officer arrives at the front desk with the masked prisoner. "This one broke into the police station," he says, irritated, "digging through our files. No ID, but he sounds American to me." The colleague raises an eyebrow. "A spy," he mutters. "Let's take a look." The officer turns to the prisoner. "What's your name?" Through the mask, a voice replies firmly, "Ross." The mask is pulled off, and the officers take a step back. Red eyes glare at them as the man growls, "Thunderbolt Ross." Before anyone can scream, "Oh no, not again," Ross headbutts one of them. Another officer reaches for his gun, but too late. The cuffs shatter, muscles bulge, and bones crack. With a roar, he bellows, "But you can call me," and finishes the sentence by erupting into Red Hulk. Pandemonium ensues. Red Hulk grabs the first officer by the throat. Bullets bounce off him like pebbles on a tank. He rampages through guards as if they were made of cardboard and bad decisions. Back in his cozy brunch lair, Gustav sighs mid-bite. "What now?" he snaps. As he rises, something cold and red seeps under his door. He peeks through the small window, only to see officers being tossed around like action figures in a blender. Then boom, the door explodes inward. Red Hulk storms in, grabs Gustav like a sack of potatoes, and storms right back out into the freezing cold. Outside, the snow falls softly. Ross transforms back into his human form, now holding Gustav by the collar. "Gustav Bolger, arms dealer, terrorist," Ross states coldly. 3 years ago, you shot down a transport plane full of American soldiers." Gustav, visibly freezing and even more visibly terrified, starts to stammer out excuses, but Ross cuts him off like he's heard every villain monologue ever. "Russia threw you in prison to look good for the West, but our intel says it was all for show. That place wasn't keeping you in, it was keeping everyone else out." Gustav collapses to his knees. "Who are you?" he whimpers. Ross leans in. "I'm a soldier." "No," Gustav spits. "You're a monster." Ross doesn't even blink. "A soldier has weapons. What you just saw, that was one of them." In full desperation, Gustav clutches at Ross's boots. "Why didn't you kill me before? Do you want money? I have money." Ross pulls his leg back like Gustav is a wet sock. "No, I have something you don't, Mr. Bolger. Discretion and honor." He pulls out his gun, aims, and says with ice in his voice, "I want you to know this is punishment for your crimes against the greatest country in the world." Single shot. Gustav slumps to the ground. Ross mutters under his breath, "God bless America," as a helicopter descends nearby. Ross boards it silently, heading back into the shadows, where his unofficial role in the Air Force gives him plenty of wiggle room and zero paperwork. But mid-flight, everything suddenly turns white. Ross blacks out. When he wakes, he's in a sterile, unfamiliar room. A commanding voice echoes, "Rise, Thunderbolt Ross." He stumbles to his feet. "Where am I? Who are you?" Out of the shadows steps Dr. Doom. "You are in your new home in Latveria," Doom says, like he's offering a complimentary stay at a 5-star villain resort. Ross glares. "My home is, and always will be, the United States." Doom actually smirks. "I would expect no less from one of America's finest patriots," he says, "which is exactly why you're here." Hands calmly folded behind his back, Doom adds, "We have so much to discuss. Because obviously, kidnapping radioactive soldiers is how normal conversations begin."